Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. You never guess what we're doing today. Yep, another DIY project. Imagine that. So today we're going to install a fan that goes behind the refrigerator. As you all know, these refrigerators generate a lot of heat. So for all you seasoned guys out there, when you're boondocking or dry camping or whatever, refrigerators generate a ton of heat. So this fan that we're going to install is going to mitigate some of that problem. It'll force the hot air up through the roof vent a lot faster than doing it on its own. It's a pretty simple project. It's a 12-volt fan. Um, it's not bad at all. So stick with us. We'll show you what we got. We'll show you how it's going to get installed and try it out. See if it works. All right, let's unbox this thing. See what we got. Now, this is a long, skinny, multi-purpose fan. It's made for RVs, fifth wheels, whatever. It goes behind this plate. It covers up the backside of your refrigerator, and it's supposed to mount right in between these fins, or you can mount it wherever it works for you. So model number is TTC SC60. It's a 12-volt system. At the time we're doing this video, it was like $110 on Amazon. So let's see what we got. See what this thing looks like. Instructions. Probably don't need those. Alright, so we have a thermostat which you can set manually or you can set automatic. It has a timer on here for 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, whatever, 30 minutes. So that's kind of handy. We'll probably just set it on automatic. I don't know, to see what the temperature setting is. Pretty basic. Got a couple plugs. This is the power end of it. So just 12-volt positive, negative. Nothing special. It's some mounting hardware. This is magnetic, so you can take the magnets once you find your placement and put them in here, and then just mount this thing right in there. So we'll see if that's going to work or not. We might have an issue because we have all kinds of wiring and plumbing and all kinds of stuff going on in here, so it might not work. What do I recommend? There's some magnets. Alright, that's it. It's pretty basic, pretty slim. Supposedly it's going to fit somewhere in here, but every one of these is going to be different. So this is not going to work in here, just because it won't sit flush against this surface because of this radius right here. So we'll have to come up with something different. Not a big deal. We can make it work. It could be on the back side of that vent like I was showing you, or it could be mounted on the bottom here or up top. It all depends on how much space you have. So before you start anything, figure out where you're going to put this thing. The other issue is you got a lot of stuff in the way here. You got a lot of plumbing for the refrigerator coolant. You got the gas lines for if you're going to run a refrigerator on gas. Of course, you got all this wiring in the way. So you might have to relocate some of that stuff depending on your situation. The biggest thing is, before you do anything, identify which wire is 110 volt and which is 12 volt. Because it's a 12-volt fan, so if you hook this up to 110, obviously the math doesn't work. You're going to fry the fan, could even start a fire, so be careful. Make sure you identify your 12-volt wires first. That's important. If you're not sure, See if you can find a mobile tech that can do that, or if you have a friend that's an electrician, he can identify which wire is 12 volt and which is 110. So that is very important. All right, we found our 12 volt wires. Now we got a positive, negative already connected. I would recommend that you find your wires, make your connections, and try the fan first. Make sure it works before you start doing anything else. Be ashamed to go through the whole installation and find out the fan's defective or whatever, the wires aren't hooked up right. So here's the fan control, fan speed controller. The fan, I'm a little disappointed with it. It doesn't have a whole lot of power. I'll show you with my flow meter shortly. That's unfortunate. When you got a ton of wire, so you can put this pretty much anywhere you want. You got the skinny wire here, which is the thermostat at the end. It's just a sensor. So I'm going to set this on automatic. I don't even think there's a temperature setting. It's probably, looks like time. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, you get the power cord, which goes to the other end of the fan. That's just a quick connect. So there's a ton of wire they give you, so you can mount it either right behind this vent, or you can put the fan all the way up on the top of your roof if you want. You know, whatever works for you. Unfortunately, like I said, the fan isn't that strong. But let's plug it in, and I'll show you how it works. Alright, so we got this very high-tech flow meter that we're going to use. I borrowed it from a cat. Yeah, so we got the power on. Air comes out on the back side of these vents. So the intake for the fan is here, and it pushes up this way here. Let's check it out. There's only 3 speeds, which is disappointing. But I guess it doesn't take much. You're just kind of pushing the air, hot air up to help it get out. So I guess you don't need a fan that's going to create a tornado. That's it. Pretty simple. Very, very easy setup. So when you mount this thing, we're going to put it on the back side of this vent right here. Just make sure you pre-fit it and put your vent in the whole panel. Make sure you have enough clearance to clear all the plumbing and the wiring and gas lines and all that stuff. And then make sure when you mount this thing, you want the hot air to come in this way, and you want it to push up that way. So make sure you mount this in the proper direction, or it's going to defeat the purpose. So we'll go like this: air intake through here, pushes up in that way, so it'll get set just like that. Hey folks, I ran into a little bit of a snag here. I read the instructions. It's crazy, isn't it? The airflow in this thing doesn't quite do what I want it to do. So depending on how you mount this, it's either going to take air from the outside, push it in, or it's going to take the hot air and push it out, which works on paper, but the way these vents are designed, it's not going to work. When you put it the way they tell you, the blowing air out, it hits the dead end wall right there on the inside. So it's no good. So we're not going to use the mounting hardware they gave us. What we're going to do is mount it on an angle, right? And it's flat like that. And put it on an angle so it'll actually take like air from the inside and circulate it up. And I kind of didn't want it that way, but it is what it is. So we're going to zip tie these and this thing in place, just so I can get that angle. So it'll just do what I want it to do. So when it goes in like that, it'll blow the air up, it'll force it up. So there's only 3 speeds, like I said before, so it's not really strong, but every little bit helps. So we're going to get this mounted, get the speed control mounted in an area. I would tell you to use a double-sided sticky tape, but everything in here is either, you know, the heat shields for the gas part of the refrigerator, or there's wood and there's really no place to put it. So we're just going to bundle that up, zip tie it together with wire, just kind of stuff it out of the way where it won't get melted. And the speed sensor, the temperature sensor, we're going to try and keep that away from the propane part of this refrigerator, because that's going to generate heat and this thing will shut off pretty quick. There's a chart in here, instructions. It's all Celsius. I'm not a Celsius person. Well, I am, but not that kind of Celsius. It'll tell you at what temperatures this thing will shut off when it's on auto mode. So I will post a conversion somewhere up in here from Celsius to Fahrenheit, just for quick reference for you guys. So when it gets like 45 Celsius, it'll automatically shut off. Yeah, I'll go through all this and post the information for you, so you know what we got. So we're gonna get the zip tied, get everything wrapped up, and see what it looks like. Got my fan mounted, got the angle I'm looking for. I'm gonna cut these zip ties off. I just went through the grill of these vents. I did that so this is in place. You're really gonna have to look hard to see these zip ties in here instead of coming over this way during the drill work. So it's a little hidden. And that's about 100%, but it's a whole lot better than the alternative. Just cut these off. Alright, so there's my angle. So when this thing is in place, it's going to draw air from this cavity, and it's going to blow it against that wall and up. It's the only way I could really mount this thing to do what I wanted it to do. I didn't want to mount it so it pulled air in, because that really doesn't do anything. Plus it's going to put more airflow around the LP gas igniter area for the, around the refrigerator on gas. Create a problem blowing that flame out. It's probably not strong enough, but I'll take a chance. So this temperature probe, they tell you to mount that low in the back of the refrigerator. So you got this whole, like I said, you got this whole area over here for the LP part of the refrigerator. You want to keep the sensor away from that, because when this gets to a certain temp, 45 degrees Celsius, it's going to shut off. So if you have it next to the heat source, it kind of defeats the purpose. We'll put it way over here on the other side somewhere, and just going to hang it up in here somewhere, so it actually does something. So we'll leave a little bit extra of this probe wire out. Well guys, this is the last one of the year. It's done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to help you out. It was a pretty easy project, fairly inexpensive, and the benefit will be pretty big. So thanks again for watching us. We appreciate you guys. Until the next video, happy camping, and we'll see you on the road. Thank you.